Grocery stores do not just sell food. They sell temptation with fluorescent lighting and a loyalty card. You walk in thinking, I only need eggs, bread, and maybe one responsible adult decision. Then somehow you leave with cereal you do not eat, 3 sauces with names you cannot pronounce, and a candle called Autumn Tax Bracket. And I'm here to tell you, that was not just you being weak. That was the store running a full psychological heist in aisle 7. I am Biscuits J, and before somebody's uncle starts yelling in the comments, no, I am not your financial advisor. I am a cute avatar who looks like the boss's daughter got handed a microphone, a ring light, and a grocery receipt with trauma attached. So do your own research, make your own money decisions, and please do not sue the cartoon lady with perfect edges. Today, we are walking through the grocery store like financial detectives with better lighting, because from the second those automatic doors slide open, the store is not hoping you shop. It is guiding you. The layout, the music, the cart size, the smell of baked bread, the candy near checkout, none of that is random. It is a money maze, and your debit card is the little mouse in the experiment. The wild part is, the store does not have to force you. It just has to nudge you until your budget starts moonwalking backward. You think you are making one clean shopping trip, but the store is stacking tiny decisions until your total looks like it needs its own payment plan. In this video, we are breaking down the first major traps, starting right at the entrance, then moving into the cart, the path, and the grocery store maze. By the end, you will know how to walk in with a plan and walk out without your bank account filing a missing person report. Pause. Pattern interrupt. If your shopping cart has more empty space than your financial goals, we need to talk. Tobin, demonstrate. See that? That is not a cart. That is a metal apartment with wheels, and the store wants you to furnish it with snacks. Back to the money trap. Keep your eyes open because the grocery store is quiet, but it is not innocent. Trick number 1 is the entrance trap, also known as the decompression zone. Fancy name, sneaky little budget goblin. That first area right after the doors is designed to slow you down, not help you, slow you. You came from parking lot chaos, carts with one bad wheel, and somebody almost backing into you while eating fries. Then the store greets you with flowers, pretty colors, seasonal displays, and maybe a little coffee station whispering, "Relax, spendy friend." That area is not trying to sell you dinner yet. It is trying to change your mood. When you slow down, browse, and breathe in the fake calm, your brain switches from mission mode to let me just look around mode. And that is where your grocery list starts losing authority like a substitute teacher on pizza day. Then, right after the entrance, most stores send you straight into the produce section. This part is genius in a shady little way because produce makes you feel responsible. You see the greens, the berries, the shiny peppers, and suddenly your brain says, look at me, I am basically a wellness influencer. That feeling creates what I call the good choice glow. Real psychology calls it moral licensing. You make one healthy choice, then later your brain tries to cash it in for cookies like it earned reward points. This is how one bag of spinach becomes emotional permission to buy double-stuffed cookies, cinnamon rolls, and a snack cake shaped like regret. The store knows this. That is why the fresh stuff sits up front looking like a commercial for responsible living. And those little water misters on the vegetables, yes, they help some produce stay fresh, but they also make everything look crisp, expensive, and emotionally convincing. The lettuce is getting a skincare routine while your checking account is begging for privacy. The entrance trap works because it does not attack your wallet directly. It softens you first. It makes you feel calm, healthy, and in control, right before the store starts tossing temptations at your cart like confetti. So here is the counter move. Walk through the entrance like you have somewhere to be, because you do. You have a budget to protect. Do not browse the decompression zone. Do not emotionally bond with a pumpkin display. Keep it moving. When you hit produce, buy the produce you planned to buy, not the produce version of a personality makeover. Broccoli does not give you legal permission to wild out in the cookie aisle. The broccoli is not your lawyer. Trick number 2 is the cart, the path, and the maze. This is where the store upgrades from gentle nudging to full obstacle course. Let's start with the shopping cart. Modern carts are huge for a reason. When you put 3 items in a giant cart, it still looks empty. And empty space makes your brain uncomfortable. Your brain starts whispering, "That cannot be enough. Look at all this cart left." And just like that, you are not shopping from need anymore. You are shopping to fill a container. That is how a grocery run turns into a storage unit audition. The fix is simple, but your ego may have to calm down. Use a basket when the trip is small. A basket gets heavy fast, and that is good. It gives your spending a physical boundary. When your arm starts negotiating with you, suddenly those random snacks do not look so necessary. Now, let's talk about the path. Ever notice how milk, eggs, bread, and other basics are usually tucked far away? That is not because the milk needed privacy. It is because the store wants you to travel. You came for breakfast ingredients, but the store sends you through chips, soda, frozen pizzas, seasonal cookies, and 37 versions of ranch. The longer you walk, the more products you see. The more products you see, the more chances your budget has to get jumped. Grocery stores are laid out like racetracks. They guide you around the edges and past high-margin temptation zones. The store wants exposure. You want dinner. These are not the same mission. So be a grocery rebel. If you need milk, go get milk. Do not take the scenic route through Snack Vegas. Skip aisles that have nothing to do with your list. Hug the route. Move with purpose. If you are easily pulled in by music, smells, or limited time signs, wear headphones and treat the store like a mission, not a field trip. This is the first rule of surviving the grocery money trap. The store gets more power when you wander. You get more control when you move with intention. Now that Tobin has survived the entrance, the cart, and the grocery store obstacle course, the store turns on the invisible weapons. Trick number 3 is sensory overload. Translation: the store starts flirting with your nose and slow dancing with your ears. You may think you are just shopping, but your senses are being played like a tiny budget violin. Let's start with smell, because grocery stores know hunger is not a feeling. It is a spending hazard with stomach growls. That bakery smell near the front, that rotisserie chicken spinning like it pays rent, none of that is accidental. Warm bread does not just smell nice. It wakes up your appetite and tells your brain, maybe we need snacks for the emotional journey. Suddenly, you are not shopping from your list. You are shopping from your stomach, and your stomach has terrible credit. This is why shopping hungry is dangerous. Hunger takes your logical brain, puts it in the trunk, and drives your cart straight to the cookie aisle. You came in for chicken breast and rice. Now you are considering cinnamon rolls, cheese puffs, and a frozen lasagna big enough to feed a marching band. That is not a personality flaw. That is biology getting ambushed by marketing. Then the store adds music, not hype music, not gym music, not I'm about to finish my errands like a champion music. They usually play slow, calm background music because slow music makes people move slower. And when you move slower, you see more products. When you see more products, your cart starts catching feelings. The playlist is not there because the store cares about your vibe. It is there because lingering turns into spending. So now you have bread smell making you hungry and slow music making you wander. That is not ambiance. That is a budget trap wearing perfume. And the worst part is, it feels pleasant. That is why it works. Nobody suspects the relaxing playlist of robbery. So here is the counter move. First, do not shop hungry. Eat something before you go. I do not mean a 5-course meal, just enough food so your stomach is not making executive decisions. If you are full, the rotisserie chicken is just chicken. If you are starving, that chicken becomes a golden prophecy. Second, control your soundtrack. Put on headphones and play something that keeps your pace up. You are not there to float through the aisles like a scented candle with student loans. You are there to complete the mission. Once you control your hunger and your music, the store loses 2 of its sneakiest remote controls. Now, let's move into trick number 4, the aisle illusion and shelf strategy. This is where the store stops whispering and starts arranging the battlefield. Every shelf has a purpose. Every product placement is a tiny sales pitch wearing a price tag. The most valuable shelf space is right at eye level because that is where lazy eyeballs naturally land. Big brands love that zone because you see them first. And seeing something first can make it feel like the obvious choice. Meanwhile, the cheaper store brands are often hiding up high or crouching down low like they owe somebody money. The store is betting you will grab what is directly in front of you because bending and comparing feels like extra homework. And to be fair, after work, school, traffic, and life trying to body slam your schedule, nobody wants grocery algebra, but that 5-second shelf scan can save you real money over time. Your new rule is simple. Look high, look low, then decide. Do not let eye level bully your wallet. And if you shop with kids, the store has a special little strategy waiting near the lower shelves. Those sugary cereals and cartoon snacks are often placed right where kids can see them. That is not cute. That is the store recruiting a tiny, unpaid sales team with sticky fingers. The kid sees the character, wants the box, and suddenly your shopping trip becomes a courtroom drama in aisle 4. Your Honor, I need the marshmallow cereal because the tiger said so. Case dismissed, budget damaged. Then we have end caps, those big displays at the end of the aisles. End caps are the grocery store's billboards. They scream deal even when the price is just wearing a costume. We are trained to assume anything on an end cap must be special, cheaper, limited, or blessed by the coupon gods. But sometimes it is full price. Sometimes it is there because a brand paid for attention. And sometimes the display builds a whole little story around impulse buying. Suddenly, you did not buy one item. You bought a weekend fantasy with graham crackers. The solution is to treat end caps like smooth talkers in shiny shoes. Interesting? Maybe. Trustworthy? Not automatically. If something catches your eye, walk to the regular aisle and compare it there. Check the normal shelf price. Check the store brand. Check whether the deal is actually doing deal behavior. If it is not cheaper, better, or already on your list, put it back before it starts charging rent in your pantry. Now we hit trick number 5, price deception and bulk buy illusions. This is where the numbers start acting suspicious. Grocery stores know people love feeling like they found a deal. We want to believe we outsmarted the system, but sometimes the deal is not saving you money. It is just making you buy more than you planned. Let's talk about prices ending in 99 cents. $4.99 feels cheaper than $5, even though the difference is one lonely penny. Your brain reads the first number and gets comfortable. It sees the 4 and says, "We are safe." No, beloved, we are at $5 with makeup on. The fix is easy. Round up. Every time. $4.99 is 5. $7.95 is 8. Give the price its real name. Then there is the bulk buy trick, the classic 10 for $10 sign. Your brain hears that and thinks, I must buy 10. The store loves that brain. That brain pays light bills. But a lot of the time, you can buy 1 for $1. The sign just made 10 sound mandatory. That is how you end up with a fridge full of yogurt flavors you bought under pressure and now resent personally. Bulk buying can be smart, but only when you actually use the food before it turns into a science project. A giant package is not a deal if half of it dies in your refrigerator. That is just compost with a receipt. So here is the power move. Unit price. That tiny number on the shelf tag is the truth serum. Unit price tells you what you are paying per ounce, per pound, or per item. It cuts through the store's little math costume party. Do not compare package size. Compare unit price. Do not compare the loudest sign. Compare unit price. The big box may not be cheaper. The family size may not be a bargain. The sale tag may be doing theater. When you shop by unit price, the store has fewer places to hide the nonsense. This is how you stop chasing fake deals and start buying actual value. We have walked through the entrance trap, the cart trap, the smell trap, the shelf trap, and the 10 yogurts because a sign yelled at you trap. Before we hit the final boss, I need to know, which one has robbed you the most politely? Was it the giant cart, the bakery smell, the end cap pretending to be a deal? Or are you currently in a committed relationship with fake bulk savings? Tell me in the comments, because grocery stores have been running group projects on our wallets and I want names. Now let's hit trick number 6, the checkout gauntlet. This is the last trap, and it shows up right when your brain is tired, your feet are annoyed, and your patience is hanging by one barcode. You made it through the maze. You followed the list. You compared unit prices like a responsible citizen with a calculator and boundaries. Then you get to checkout, and the store says, "Cute, now fight this candy wall." The checkout lane is dangerous because it attacks when you are mentally cooked. After making dozens of choices, your decision-making battery starts blinking red. That is called decision fatigue, and the store knows exactly when to pounce. At this point, you are not thinking like a financial genius. You are thinking, I want to go home, sit down, and stop being perceived by fluorescent lights. Then the store surrounds you with tiny, easy purchases. Candy bars, gum, sodas, magazines, batteries, mini snacks that whisper, I'm only $2, don't be dramatic. And after spending $150 on groceries, $2 feels harmless. That is the trick. The store wants you comparing that candy bar to the whole receipt instead of asking whether you wanted it at all. The checkout lane is narrow on purpose. You wait, you stand there, you stare at the same snacks, and boredom starts shopping on your behalf. Cold drinks sit nearby like a reward for surviving the trip. Magazines distract you. Candy sits low enough for kids and tired adults to both lose the plot. It is not random. It is a trap wrapped in bright packaging. So here is the counter move. Before you get in line, decide that checkout is a no-buy zone, not a browsing zone, not a maybe zone, a no-buy zone. Pick the fastest looking lane when you can. The less time you spend trapped beside emergency chocolate, the better your odds of escaping with your budget dignity intact. Once you are in line, give your brain a job. Organize the conveyor belt. Check your list. Think about dinner. Look at your phone if you need to. Just do not start emotionally bonding with peanut butter cups. This is not about pretending you have superhuman discipline. It is about removing the little openings where impulse sneaks in wearing a fun-size wrapper. Now, let's pull the whole grocery survival plan together because knowing the traps is cute, but having a plan is what keeps your money from disappearing like socks in a dryer. First, go in prepared. Eat before you shop. A hungry shopper is not a shopper. That is a stomach with transportation. Make a list and treat it like your grocery GPS. If it is not on the list, it needs to prove its case like it is standing before Judge Biscuits. Second, choose your tool. If it is a small trip, grab a basket. A basket gives your spending a physical limit. A giant cart gives your impulse buys a guest room. Third, control your path and pace. You do not have to follow the store's racetrack. Go straight to what you need. And bring headphones if the store playlist keeps trying to turn your errand into a slow-motion music video. Fourth, change how you look at shelves. Look high, look low. Eye level is not your friend. It is premium shelf real estate with confidence issues. Treat end caps like charming strangers selling opportunities. Maybe it is a deal. Maybe it is marketing in a cute outfit. Walk to the regular aisle and compare before you believe the sign. Fifth, become a price detective. Round up those 99-cent prices. $4.99 is $5. $7.95 is $8. We are giving prices their government names today, and please fall in love with unit price. That tiny number on the shelf tag tells you the real cost per ounce, per pound, or per item. It is the grocery store truth serum. When you use these strategies, you stop being a passive shopper getting pulled through the maze. You become the shopper with the map, the mission, and the nerve to leave the random cookies behind. The grocery store is a system. The flowers at the entrance, the giant carts, the bakery smell, the slow music, the eye-level brands, the fake deals, and the checkout candy all have a job. Get one more item into your cart. For years, people walked out wondering why they spent more than they planned. Then they blamed themselves. But now you know the truth. It was never just willpower. It was design. Once you can see the playbook, it loses power. The store can still try the tricks, but now you recognize the setup before your wallet gets recruited into nonsense. The goal is not to hate grocery shopping. The goal is to win at it. Walk in with intention, shop with your brain turned on, and leave with only the items you decided belonged in your life. Your money is yours, not the end caps, not the bakery fans, not the checkout candies. Yours. Protect it like it has somewhere better to go, because it does. Savings, investing, debt payoff, emergency fund. Future you deserves options. If this helped, subscribe for more hidden money traps and smart money moves. Drop your sneakiest grocery store trap in the comments so we can all dodge the budget nonsense together. And of course, check out the ebooks and check out our many financial calculators and other resources. Links below. Because your wallet deserves backup dancers, not jump scares. I'm Biscuits J. Stay sharp, stay paid, and do not let a sale sign raise your grocery bill like it pays rent.